Hello, welcome back to the French Galaxy, and today we are going to talk about Dr. Mrs. Vandertramp. So get your notes, let's get in. So, who is Dr. and Mrs. Vandertramp, or if you think of it like me, where I think of, Dr. Mrs. Vandertramp like it's one person, it's not a real person. It is a device that we use to learn irregular verbs, or at least not irregular verbs, because the verbs on this list, right? And I'll put them closer. Let me just turn this off. I can't even see. Oh gosh. All right, we're just gonna deal with that. The verbs on this list, and I'll show them to you sooner. They're a little foggy. You can't really tell. These are not the only regular verbs in French. I am so sorry to tell you. These are not the only regular verbs in French. There are hundreds of irregular verbs, which sucks. It really does. Because when you think you're saying the right thing, you're actually saying the wrong thing. So, I mean, it does suck. But Dr. and Mrs. Vandertramp is a list of the most common ones, right? Like, you could go just months, weeks, without hearing someone use, the irregular verb, the irregular verb that's not on this list, like when they're speaking, like when someone's talking about the past, like there's a chance. Because, like, again, these words, even though there's hundreds of regular words, these are the most common ones. So these are the ones that you kind of got to know, right? So starting off with the doctor portion, right? We got devenir, right? So je suis devenu. All of these end when it comes to almost all the regular verbs. There might be one or two that I might be mistaken for, but for the most part, all of them when it comes to the passé composé. The passé composé. Okay, some of these words, right? Like for example, take mourir, right, which means to die, right? When it comes to like the present, when you're conjugating mourir, instead of it being like how you might, it's an IR verb, how you might, consider it to be in like, how you would like spell an IR verb. When it comes to mourir, like to say, I die, je meurs. You're not saying like je mouris or something like that. Like no, you're saying je meurs, il meurt, tu meurs. Nous mourrons, vous mourrez. Il meurt. That sort of thing, right? You're saying that, okay? But like for the most part, most of these verbs, they're spelled like you know, take monte, right? A monte is an er verb. It means to climb or to like get up. Like you're going up the stairs. Je monte les escaliers. Going up the stairs. And just like I said, monte. It's spelled just like an er verb. Just it's regular. It's just je monte. Il monte. Tu montes with an s. You get it right. But anyways, so first off, we got devenir. So je suis devenu. Okay. We got revenir. You'll hear a lot of these veneers, right? When you hear that veneer, when you see that veneer in the word, it's probably regular. Okay? Big tip. So we got devenir, je suis devenu. Revenir, je suis revenu. Monter, je suis monté. You wouldn't say j'ai monté l'escalier, which I know sounds right. And honestly, I'm going to be so honest. I probably said j'ai monté les escaliers. I probably even said that. Because it just to me it doesn't sound like it would be an irregular verb, but I catch myself. Je suis monté les escaliers, not j'ai monté les escaliers. Despite malgré what I might have said, it's je suis monté. I have to kick myself sometimes to remember that. When it comes to rentrer, okay, je suis rentré, right? That one sticks in for sure. Je suis sorti. That thing also. Again, when it comes to like, especially like these are the ones that are more like obvious. I don't know why. They're just people tend to remember those more than the others less. It just happens. Anyways, sortir, je suis sorti, right? Venir, je suis venu. Arriver, je suis arrivé. Naître. This is another one that's a little weird, right? You think, oh, well, how do you say that? And the past, right? Je suis né. Like it's like N accent aigu. There you go. Descendre. We got je suis descendu. Okay? We got entré. Je suis entré. We got retourner. Je suis retourné. We got tomber. Tomber is a big one too. Okay? Which again, a lot of these irregulars they're kind of funny because when you think about it in your head, like if you're thinking like a direct translation, instead of it just being like I fell, it's like or like I have fallen, it's like I am fallen. Like what? I why is it like this? Again, this is one of those things where it just is. There's no reason for French for these verbs to be irregular. It's just the fact that they are. That's just something you have to do. You just have to accept that just some things are just be. I mean, even if it's unfortunate, some things are just because they are. There's nothing you can really change about it. This is one of those things. So again, je suis tombé for tomber, right? Which means to fall. I did say that already. Rester, to stay. Je suis resté. And of course, the most famous one I would say, aller, right? Je suis allé. Je suis allé à la maison. L'autre, whatever. Okay? Je suis allé, right? Aller. Mourir. Again, mourir. Je suis mort. There you go. Je suis mort. It's not je suis mouru or whatever. No. It's je suis mort. Don't ever say il est, il a mort. It feels weird for me to say that. But it's, il est mort. On est mort. Like, and that one is a lot easier, I would feel like, for English speakers to understand because, well, you know, like we say that. We say that in English. We don't say I have dead. We say I'm dead. We say you don't say he's he has dead. We say he's dead. So it's honestly kind of like it's kind of intuitive, right? Thank you, French. But again, je suis mort. Or il est mort. And then we have partir. So il est parti. Sorry, yeah, il est parti. On est parti. Je suis parti. Vous êtes parti. Ils sont partis. Voilà. There you go. Right. So that's Dr. P. Mrs. That's Dr. and Mrs. Vandertramp. There you go. Okay. Again, there are hundreds of irregular verbs. Make sure once you learn a verb, you look at the book. I'm like, oh, that's neat. I wonder what that means. Go on like an app like Va te faire conjuguer or some other app, or just look it up all if you want. I wouldn't do that personally because that takes so long. Or just look up a chart of a word, on like Google or something. But for the most part, there you go. Those are the main, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Those are the main 17 that you got. You know, we're always trying to learn new things. So just keep an open mind when you learn a new word. All right, so that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.